What's going on, people? James Rule XRP here. Happy Thursday. I'll tell you what, there's some exciting news coming out. I'm going to get it to you. We're going to show you a couple video clips, a couple things that were announced yesterday. My phone is on mute. My coffee is in hand. I'm good to go. Be sure to follow me on Twitter or X at RuleXRP and make sure that I have the blue check mark. I had a buddy of mine send me a text last night saying, "Hey, I just got on X. Is this you?" And it was not me. It was a James Rule XRP at whatever. So make sure I have the blue check mark. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a crypto teacher. We are going to go ahead and get into it, people. So I pulled this news up this morning. And this was a nasty divorce. Why? Because the now ex-wife stole $180 million worth of Bitcoin from her now ex-husband. The husband alleges that the ex-husband alleges that his ex-wife worked with a hacker to obtain a password to crack open the so-called cold wallet and then move the cryptocurrency to herself. It was tipped off by his daughter. So yeah, I self-custody, you self-custody. We have our own private wallets. We have our own passwords. We have our own recovery phrases and all that stuff that you should never share. If you're investing in crypto and you're in a happy marriage, maybe you should mention to your wife or husband, I don't know. It's up to you. But you need to do the right thing. And what did I do? I did the right thing 6 years ago. I went with iTrustCapital. I went all in. I moved all my 401ks. I now have a Roth IRA. I now have a premium custody account. Well, here is the team at iTrustCapital who just attended the DC Blockchain Summit. I met Kevin Maloney, the CEO on the right. How can I prove that? Well, I was at Ripple Swell last November and I met Kevin Maloney with iTrustCapital. There are people behind iTrustCapital. I trust iTrustCapital. Why? Because they held my XRP through the entire Ripple lawsuit. I didn't have access to it, but they held it tightly. It did not move. I have a traditional IRA. I have a Roth IRA. I have a premium custody account. Most of my holdings in crypto is with iTrustCapital for a reason. There's no monthly fees. There's only a 1% conversion fee. It is closed loop. If my account were to get hacked at iTrustCapital, it would go to my bank account without any issues. Click on the link below. Sign up for free, people. It is worth every penny. Actually, there's no pennies. It's free to sign up. It's free to convert. There's no monthly fees. There's only a 1% conversion fee. So you're saving at the get-go. And if you click on my link below, you're going to get a $100 funding bonus, people. Check it out. Tell them James Rule XRP sent you there. Total crypto numbers, we are down just a tad bit, 2.48 trillion. Bitcoin is at 69,582. We fell under 70. Ethereum's 2155. XRP is around $1.45, people. Everything's going to be all right. I promise. Everything's going to be all right. Now we're going to get into the news. So a couple of days ago, 16 different digital assets, 16 different cryptocurrencies were deemed commodities. We already knew that XRP had clarity back in July of 2023, and we already knew that it was not a security. Now we know for sure, written in stone, that it is a commodity. And why is this such a big deal? Well, for one thing, it's not a security. Another thing are tax consequences. And Brad Kimes mentioned this yesterday in this video. I want to say hats off to Digital Perspectives. I'm going to be at XRP Las Vegas this year. I had a blast with the team last year. I will be back this year. Here's what it means if you have a commodity for tax purposes. It means that 60% of the gains are subject to long-term capital gains, which is 15%, people, while 40% of the gains are subject to short-term rate of 35%. So some critics feel that the 60-40 rule tends to be too arbitrary, particularly when compared to stocks, which are taxed at the short-term capital gains rate of 35%, people. So commodities have tax advantages. iTrustCapital that I just mentioned have extreme tax advantages because you could trade 24/7, 365. A Roth IRA, no matter how much it grows, how many millions upon millions of dollars you make before you pull out of it, none of that is taxed. So let's go ahead. So crypto ETFs are changing who can access digital assets, and XRP is directly in that flow. This is Rayscale. Rihanna with Grayscale. She goes by Rayscale. I think that's pretty clever. Here is a video clip. Grayscale is massive. Grayscale is the world's largest digital asset investment platform. And I want you to hear this 22-second clip from Rihanna.
XRP is a battle-tested blockchain. It's been around for a long time. A potential XRP ETF opens the door to entirely new groups of investors. This is just the beginning.
You know, so many people out there are afraid to buy crypto. So many people out there are hearing the news of hacks and scams and getting hit over the head or whatever, and how hard it is to sign up and do this and keep your keys and all that. Well, all these XRP ETFs are giving individuals a way to invest in crypto. There's basket ETFs. There's different types of ways to invest in these digital assets and increasing your portfolio value without just going to an exchange. You know, kind of like going to iTrustCapital. I'm always going to mention iTrustCapital because they make it so easy. But, you know, 401ks here in the United States are going to be incorporating these ETFs in the very near future. So many things are happening in the United States right now. And here's something massive that happened yesterday that was approved by the SEC. Paul Atkins and his kick-ass positive crypto crew at the SEC has approved NASDAQ's plan to introduce tokenized trading for certain securities, people. We're talking tokenized stocks, people. It says the move will allow participants to opt to have trades in Russell 1000 stocks as well as ETFs tracking the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 settled as tokenized securities rather than through traditional methods. Tokenized shares will trade alongside standard shares on the same order books with identical tickers, prices, and investor rights. The Depository Trust Company, the DTC, will remain involved in clearing and settlement as part of the new initiative. And the DTC, the DTCC, they're working with trillions, they're working with quadrillions. Nadine Chakar with the DTCC has already mentioned tokenization is happening, and tokenization is happening, people. NASDAQ just got the green light to make this happen. So if you are unfamiliar with digital assets and all the above, get ready because it's coming to a stock near you. Ashish Birla's Evernorth. I got to meet Ashish. I got to meet the team in New York last November. They filed for a S-4 with the SEC to list on NASDAQ under ticker XRPN via SPAC merger. That's going to be a digital tokenized listing as well. The $1 billion XRP Treasury vehicle will actively deploy capital to DeFi lending and validator participation. The $1 billion XRP Treasury. This is the listing yesterday, March 18, 2026. Evernorth advances business combination with public S-4 filing. 3 paragraphs, short and sweet and easy. I'm going to read them to you. Evernorth is building a public company designed to provide investors with transparent exposure to XRP through a regulated corporate structure. The company's strategy centers on holding and actively managing XRP within a disciplined treasury framework. The public filing marks the first time Evernorth is formally disclosing detailed information about its business plan, strategy, financials, leadership team, and long-term vision. So they have to be 100% transparent to list, and that's what they're doing. Quote, we believe global finance is entering a new era with digital assets playing a larger role in how capital is held, managed and deployed, says Ashish Birla, founder and CEO of Evernorth. Evernorth is being built to participate in that evolution. Our focus is on combining public market discipline with XRP blockchain-based financial infrastructure to help shape a more transparent, efficient, and connected global financial system, people. Evernorth has raised over $1 billion in gross proceeds to create what is expected to be the largest public XRP treasury company on the NASDAQ. Did you hear that? XRP, baby. The company's institution and strategic investors, including Arrington Capital, Ripple, SBI Holdings, Pantera Capital, and Kraken, reflect early support for its model of building a publicly traded XRP-focused treasury company. People, get excited. Get excited. So, Perianne Boring is the president of the Digital Chamber. The Digital Chamber just had a 2-day summit called the DC Blockchain Summit 2026, Washington, D.C., March 17th and 18th. And many participated, many blockchain, many representatives of the United States government participated. Here is Cynthia Lummis. Thank you, Bank XRP, for posting this. I want to play this 39-second clip from Cynthia Lummis. Have a listen.
The good news is we are so close. And I know I've been saying that for a long time, but we are so close this time. Some of the people that have been very dug in on the issue of yield versus rewards have been working closely with the White House. Patrick Witt has been wonderful at the White House, working with our members who have been trying to come up with a compromise on that issue. We think we've got it. And so I'm so grateful. Senator also Brooks and Senator Tillis have been working with the White House and the banks.
So, Senator Lummis, I'm sorry I cut your head off there when I went full screen, and she is not going to be running again. I know she is a major Bitcoin maxi, but she has been working. And yes, the banks are trying to, and the government's trying to figure out how the exchanges are going to be handling stablecoin yields. Are they going to still be able to pay yields if your RLUSD is just sitting on the platform? If your USDC is just sitting on the platform, are they going to have the authority to pay you yield from it just sitting there? You know, that's the big question that we're waiting on. Everything is going great now. I have a shit ton of stable coins drawing yield right now, and I'm not going back to my bank until they tell me I have to. And they can all kiss my ass. Senator Cory Booker at the DC Blockchain Summit. Undoubtedly, between blockchains, crypto, quantum computing, AI, robotics, this is something that really represents the cusp of the future advances that are going to transform our world. And this is the positive things that we are seeing in the U.S. government. And it's awesome. Check it out.
Digital assets and the ecosystem of innovation that are around them right now, from financial services, blockchain technology, all of the decentralization that surrounds them, this is already a $3 trillion market. That alone is staggering and should have the attention of our nation and the world. It's a figure that represents incredible human beings, millions of customers that are looking to this space for hope and opportunity, the incredible tech jobs that are being created, startups, small businesses across the country. If you are looking for a space that should be exciting and hopeful, it is this space. But undoubtedly, between blockchains, crypto, quantum computing, AI, robotics, this is something that really represents the cusp of the future. Advancements that are going to transform our world. And it is, frankly, what Washington should be more focused on, despite all the challenges and demands of the present. The future is coming at us. It is
100% correct. And so many people, I mean, if you've been in this a while, if you're an OG like myself and you've been in this 8 years, 9 years, 5 years, 3 years, or whatever, you do not realize how many people today are talking about crypto. Everywhere I go, people are like, yeah, Bitcoin and hey, I've heard of XRP, or yeah, I have XRP in my wallet. I'm like, hats off to you. You didn't see my video, did you? They're like, I don't even know who you are. So many people are getting the opportunity to dive into this technology, into the digital assets, into the ETFs, into the upcoming 401k options, to all these new public announcements and tokenization of stocks. It's an incredible time to be alive and in this space right now. It really is incredible. So Perianne Boring, the president at the Digital Chamber, interviewed CZ Binance, CZ, and she had a couple of questions to ask him about the U.S. and clarity and all that good stuff. And we're going to listen to this 3-minute clip. Have a listen.
What does the U.S. need to do to stay competitive in this space? In the previous years, there were a lot of efforts to push the industry out, drive it overseas. They were very successful at that. How do we maintain a competitive environment for digital asset investors and businesses to operate here?
Sure. I think the U.S., this current administration is already doing a phenomenal job. I think, as you said, the last administration pushed all the crypto entrepreneurs, startups, innovators out of the U.S. And I've seen many of them coming to UAE, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, going to Singapore, even going to Hong Kong, or the other places in the world. And actually, recently, we're seeing a shift for those entrepreneurs going back to the U.S. now. So now U.S. is attracting the talent back. U.S. does have the strong foundation in terms of innovation, VC capital, the whole Silicon Valley, New York, financial Wall Street type of talent pool, industry, money, funding, etc. So U.S. have those advantage. I think today the U.S. policies are already really they're actually more positive beyond my expectations. I would not have been able to expect within 2-3 years, U.S. can be this pro crypto. I think what the U.S. need today is probably, I'll be very direct, a bit more competition. I think U.S. is founded on the concept of capitalism, which is free market, free competition. I've been talking to some fairly important people in the U.S. and fairly influential, smart people. That's that competition is the best consumer protection. And this is good for the US. I think right now, if I look at the US landscape, just from a exchange operator type of lens, the US exchange trading fees are way too high, which basically means the consumers are getting a much worse price than what they could get internationally.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Yeah, the fees are high on some of these exchanges. And he is absolutely right that this new administration, there's competition, we're fighting with the banks on the stablecoin yields and all the above. But you know what? Some amazing things are happening, people. And if you're just now getting into crypto and just now bought a little bit of this or bought a little bit of that, my hat's off to you, because some amazing things are right around the corner. Just with what we've seen this week, it is Thursday. There's still today. There's still tomorrow. There's still next week. There's still the Clarity Act, the markup, all the above, Easter, April, what's going to happen in the next few weeks? What else is going to be announced? Well, people are going to freak out, man. Like I said, I really think the next thing coming is seeing these retirement plans, all of these 401ks starting to incorporate the ETFs and the crypto options. And I'm really excited about that because I still talk to my buds that are still working at the plants, working at the refineries, working at Coca-Cola, and they don't have the option of investing in crypto unless they were to just take the cash out of the bank and invest in it or do whatever. Or roll over an old 401k like I did with iTrustCapital, hint, hint. But anyway, have a wonderful day. If any more news breaks today, it's only 7:45 a.m. on this beautiful Thursday here in Texas. If any more news or anything major breaks, I'm going to get it out to you. So subscribe, share my channel, and don't forget, people, I told you so.